Hey guys, Chippy from Ultrabook News here. We're with Toshiba Europe in nice in Germany, taking a look at the three new Ivy Bridge Ultrabooks that Toshiba are releasing in Europe in the next month. Of course, you've heard about them. We heard about them at Computex. There is the consumer-focused U840 here. This is obviously going to be the sort of entry-level, back-to-school type Ultrabook. Fairly basic build, but fully Ultrabook specified. So from Core i5, or would it have Core i3? I forgot. Yeah, so Core i3 to Core i7 variants, hybrid plus an SSD only variant as well. It's got a full port set, so actually this is going to go head to head with a couple of others that are going to be probably around the €800 mark, I guess. Prices haven't been announced for this one yet. It's a little bit heavier than the 830 that the Z930 that we've seen before, but it's in the zone. It's about 1.54 kilos. It's a 14-inch screen, 1366 by 768 there. They've got the backlit keyboard in on this one, so that's pretty nice. Glossy display here, and of course Ivy Bridge inside. Just a quick look at the ports. There's one USB 3 here, separate headphone and microphone here, so for those of you that use Skype a lot, that might be important. HDMI, power, Kensington lock, nothing across the back. Go on the other side, you can see full SD card slot there, two USB 2s and a gigabit Ethernet port, so fully spec'd up with the ports there. So this is the Z930, which you'll recognize. This is really the sort of business-focused Ultrabook from Toshiba, using the same casing as the Z830 of last year. There may be some very, very minor changes in the casing. We've heard that maybe the hinge may be slightly stiffened, the screen may be slightly stiffened, and possibly the keyboard has been worked on as well. Certainly the spacebar was mentioned, and I know that was a problem for some of you guys on the Z830, but of course this is Ivy Bridge now. It will be the same screen, although slightly better brightness on the screen than the Z830, but pretty much the same all round. Ivy Bridge inside, so you're getting the HD 4000 graphics now, and of course the port numbers stay the same. There's the SD card, separate headphone microphone port, and on the back there's the VGA power, HDMI, two USB 2s, and the gigabit Ethernet port there, USB 3 on the side. Kensington lock, and there's the SD card slot there. We talked about the fan on this. They may have done some work on the fan as well, because obviously on the Z830 there was the feedback that was a little bit loud, but since they did the BIOS upgrade, it's actually been improved anyway, so shouldn't be a major problem whatever happens there. So that's the Z930, and that's for a July release in Germany. Anyway, we haven't got full European or US info on this one, and pricing is unknown at the moment. But this will eventually replace the 830, so the 830 will go out of the market over the following months. So that's the Z930. So here's the U840W. In the US it's the U845W, but they're the same casings, slightly different specs in Europe to the US, but pretty much we're talking about an Ivy Bridge Ultrabook here with and I'm not going to lie, I'm going to look at the specs now to read these to you. It's a 14.4-inch 21:9 aspect ratio screen with a 1792 by 768 pixel resolution. There's two reasons for that. First of all, full cinematic aspect ratio, but the second reason is, and I hope I can just quickly show you here, is that Toshiba have thought about productivity on this one, and what they've done is they've actually built in a little application which allows you to define zones on the screen. I don't know if you can see that, but on top of that window there's a button there which will allow you to snap it to various zones on the screen. So if you bring up maybe another one here, sorry, move that just into the free area over here and hit the snap button, that snaps into place there, and you can define areas on the screen. So actually in terms of productivity for side-by-side working, for people that are doing coding, obviously people that are copying data from one place to another, that's actually pretty interesting. Personally, I find that a little bit more interesting than the sort of cinematic widescreen capabilities. Alongside the sort of film capabilities, Toshiba have built in Harman Kardon loudspeakers. I can try and demo it to you now, but you'll have to take my word from it that it's up there with the best of some of the Ultrabooks that we've seen over the last year. It's pretty good. I'm going to play a track, but you probably won't hear that on the screen. So there's a good bit of bass in here, a good bit of volume, and it's got some nice settings for equalization, etc. While that's playing, then let's have a quick look at the ports. 2 USB 3 we've got here. We've got a flip down gigabit Ethernet port there. On the other side we've got HDMI, another USB 3, so that's all USB 3, and the separate headphone microphone port as well. It is a little oh yes, nearly forgot, didn't I, the full SD card slot on the front there. It's got a nice rubberized finish on the front there, so it's partly the material that we see on some of the other devices, so a metallic finish, which is quite nice. But this rubberized finish gives you a really nice ability to grip and hold the device, because it is a little bit heavier than the other devices. It's actually 1.57 kilos. So it's a fairly dense device in terms of its size. It's actually a fairly small device. I've actually seen this for the first time today, and it's smaller than I expected. It's very compact, but of course once you've got a compact device at 1.57 kilos, it feels a little bit dense. So it's a little bit heavier than other Ultrabooks, but because of that rubberized finish, it's very, very easy to hold, and shouldn't have any trouble with it slipping out. Of course, all these devices have non-removable batteries inside, and they will all be Ivy bridge. So this one will have a hybrid HDD version, and there'll be an SSD only version of it. And timescales are not finalized yet for this one. Neither is pricing in Germany, but we expect end of July to have more information, and probably we should have availability in August, I guess. That's about it then for the 3 devices. Those are the 3 new Toshiba Ultrabooks: the Z930, the U840W, and the U840. Check out ultrabooknews.com and our product database for more information as we get it on these devices, and let us know in the comments if you have any questions. We'll try and find the answers for you. This is Chippy. Thanks for watching.